Let's talk about the structure of the harp next. This vertical piece of wood here is called the column of the harp. Some people also call it the pillar, and it's really important for the stability of the frame. Then we have this big piece here. I guess it looks kind of like a swoosh. That's called either the neck of the harp, or some people also call it the harmonic curve. And you can see a metal plate with a lot of moving parts on top of it. That's called either the action or the mechanism of the harp. And all of that is very important for the mechanical aspects of the instrument, which we'll talk about in great detail shortly. And over here we have this small and strangely shaped piece of wood. That's called the knee block, knee like the joint, because that piece of wood is in fact just a joint. It joins the neck with the body of the harp. The body is just this rounded piece that wraps around the back of the harp. It's completely hollow, and its purpose is to act as a resonating chamber for the sound when you play. You can also see these holes in the back of the body. I mentioned those earlier. You use those to access the strings when you're replacing strings. The body of the harp connects to the soundboard, this flat piece of wood here on either side. The soundboard is important as it projects the sound out. And finally, here is the bottom section of the harp. Now, if you have a lever harp, it is not this complex when you get down to the bottom of the harp. But this is called the bass, this whole piece here. This horizontal piece that sits on top of it is the bass board, and most lever harps just come down to the bass board and stop. Then we have these little pieces that stick out here and here. Those are the feet of the harp. And finally, you can see a few of the pedals. Besides all of the parts of the harp that we went over, which are pretty standard, there's a lot harp makers can do sort of with extra touches to give their harps or the different models a distinctive look. So for one thing, there's the finish of the instrument. Generally, once a harp is completed, the harp maker will stain it a variety of colors. There's also designs that can be carved into the column and the bass in particular, sometimes little geometric patterns or maybe flowers. You can also do a gold leaf finish, again, particularly on the column and the bass for that particular look. And all of these things are really visually appealing, but they don't affect the sound of the instrument, either negatively or positively.